Good morning, everyone. It's shortly after 10 o'clock on March 13th, 2024. I just wanted to quickly review. I need to do this at least once a year, kind of refresh everybody's memory of what they learned in the instructional videos. And that is the proper definition and configuration of an M-33 signal. And what I hasten to remind people is that there are several components to the signal, and if you don't have all of them, it doesn't really constitute a full-fledged signal. So one of them obviously is the altitude. Where is the price within the current range? And if you're wanting to go long, you want the price to be down closer to the lower edge, and if you're trying to short, you want it to be up near the upper edge. So that's one thing you look at in the price panel. Then you look down into the signal panel, and depending on which way you want to go, long or short, you want to see a crossover, such as this one right here. And below the crossover, you want to see momentum bars that are thick enough to show that there's some oomph behind it. And finally, if possible, you'd like to have full concordance in the alert panel. Well, we're looking at the chart for the ETF for Israel here right now. And yesterday, a very popular celebrity advisory service advised going long this ETF. Its ticker is EIS. And they advised going long at $61.32, which is right approximately here. Actually, let me turn on the crosshairs so you can see. So you're looking at $61.30, which is right about there. They wanted to go long. Well, think it through. The price is at that point, was at right around 50% of the range, and therefore in and of itself that altitude was not a contributing factor to a signal. And if you came down and looked in the signal panel, you can see that the last proper crossover was way back on March 1st, nearly 2 weeks ago, and that it's been steadily in effect. In other words, people who had shorted here are in great shape. It's coming all the way down. But it has not given an upward crossover signal to even take profits on the short, let alone go long. There's no upward crossover. The downward momentum is waning, but it hasn't actually crossed over and changed to a bullish signal at all. And the concordance down in the alert panel is completely concordant to stay bearish. So I can't for the life of me figure out what made these people recommend going long this thing at that particular point yesterday. Now, it could change in minutes. I understand that. Perhaps they're looking at underlying fundamental information about the situation in country that makes them think it should change direction. But there's definitely no signal to actually go long this thing at that point, nor is there this morning. So that's all. I just want to emphasize the fact that in the two big chunks of the M-33 system, the first one is what we call the probability stack, and I should review that at least once a year or two. I may very well do another little clip later on today on the probability stack that gives the overall context of the setup. And this second one, again, that I should do a couple of times a year, and that's why I'm doing this one now, is to review what properly constitutes a signal to actually execute a trade. And you should have all of the components together. Once more, the price panel should show the price within the range, approaching at least the edge that's in favor of the trade. So you want to be near the bottom edge if you're going long. You want to be near the top edge if you're going short. That should be confirmed by a crossover that has strong momentum bars under it. And this today and yesterday on this one, there was no upward crossover and certainly no strong green momentum bars. And then lastly is the alert panel itself, showing some kind of context all around it through all the time frames, agreeing that that's the direction it's tending in. And in this case, this one is definitely tending down. And just as we've been sitting here talking about it, you can see that the red line has actually bounced off the blue one and started back down again with the momentum increasing a little bit. Let me put the crosshairs away for a second right there. If I stretch it up a bit so you can see it better. It came up, it bounced off the blue line and headed right back down again with the momentum growing. So it's exactly the opposite of what you'd be looking for in a signal to go long. I'll leave it at that for now and maybe do another one or two of these reinforcing this complete definition of the signal in the M-33 analysis process. Bye for now.